Hey guys, how is it going since Project Restart? This is Shomodit Roy,
Hey guys, I'm Satanik.
and you are watching FTLF. So, Shatnik, what are we discussing today?
So today we're gonna take a look at the big match coming up tonight. That's Chelsea taking on Manchester City, and we're gonna analyze how the teams have performed ever since the return and what the fixture possibly holds in it for us. So let's get on with it.
Yes, guys, you heard it right, our very first pre match review. If you have watched our previous videos, then you might just know that I am a hardcore Chelsea fan, and as for Shatnik, he is a die-hard Manchester City supporter. So, Shatnik, what is your take on Man City? They have already played two fixtures and they are looking class apart.
Yeah, true. I think we've looked like ourselves ever since the restart of the seasons. Signs of the Manchester City that we generally know, and that has been missing in quite a few matches this season. But it's a positive sign, and the players have really looked sharp. Even after making 8 changes for the match versus Burnley, we were able to comprehensively beat them. So these are positive signs, and I hope we can build upon them.
Yes, totally agree with you. The two best teams in the Premier League since the restart has been Man City A and Man City B. One player that caught my attention was young Phil Foden, particularly his display against Burnley. So Shatnik, how impressed have you been with Foden? With David Silva leaving at the end of the season, I hope that we will see more of Foden next season.
Honestly speaking, I don't think we need a Silva replacement. I think even Pep has been clear about it in one of his recent press conferences. So it's clear that he's not going to invest in the transfer market on a Silva replacement. And I feel that Foden is ready to step up. He's been with the first team for the past 3 years, and he is an important part of the team, and not just there to make up the numbers. I think Pep has begun to trust him for not only those Carabao Cup matches, but also in important matches in the Premier League or even the Champions League. So it's a step up in the right direction for sure. But it's a difficult task. Obviously, Silva has been here since 2010. Part of all our silverware, and a club legend. Obviously, one of the finest imports that the Premier League has seen. So those are massive boots to step into. But if there is anyone worth even a try, I think it's Phil Foden.
Now, coming to the fixture against Chelsea, do you think Pep Guardiola feels his strongest possible 11 against us, provided that you play Newcastle away within a span of few days for the FA Cup quarterfinals? I mean, Pep Guardiola has clearly mentioned that he has eyes for the FA Cup, so what is your take on that?
I mean, you never know with Pep, right? So, looking at how he rotated the team versus Burnley, it suggests that he'll pick a very strong lineup versus Chelsea. And some of the more familiar faces like Laporte and Walker will come back. Aguero will be a huge miss given his record versus the top six in the Premier League. And not only for this fixture, I feel his absence will be felt for the rest of the campaign as well, especially in the Champions League. But we'll see how Pep manages it. He has spoken to the press about possibly playing Gundogan in the false nine position. So I'm interested to see how that works out. But I think Pep will pick his strongest 11 versus Chelsea.
Indeed, yes. Seeing their current form, I am certainly worried about my team. This game is going to be a massive game, particularly from a Chelsea point of view. With Leicester dropping points and United, Spurs, and Wolves pushing hard for that Champions League spot, I think the race is becoming very interesting day by day.
Absolutely. I saw them versus Villa and they looked very fresh. And to come back after going a goal down shows that their mentality is in the right place. They looked very composed in their play, and somehow that final product was missing. And obviously, they were unfortunate to concede that goal just before halftime. But what matters most is that they came back from it. Regarding the top four race, things are really heating up. Man United and Wolves are looking in a really good run of form, and Leicester slipping up is a huge opportunity for all the teams below them. But I feel Lampard and his men have things under control, but not from this fixture, possibly from the next one.
Conceding goals from set pieces has been a regular problem for us throughout the whole season. I thought we were pretty average against Aston Villa, particularly if you look at the first half. The first half was all about possession with no output. We should have threatened Nyland more. And then came that stupid goal. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 0.
Clean seats and London clubs, right? They seem like a myth this season.
Yes, if you show the picture of our penalty box just moments before conceding, any random person would say this is Villa's defensive half rather than Chelsea's defensive half. I mean, who were defenders marking at the time? I thought Kepa did reasonably well in keeping the ball out, but he surely needs help from his defenders, who were missing.
So, any changes you would want to see in the Chelsea backline versus City?
Absolutely yes. I think Alonso in a 4 at the back system and facing an opponent like Man City is a total suicidal move. He's going 1v1 against someone like Mahrez or Sterling if they switch flanks, and that is like watching a horror film in a movie theater. He is a great attacking option, but defensively he's a liability and he does not have the pace. So I think Aspi should start at the left back position with Reece covering up the right.
So, we know that Jorginho was suspended for the match versus Villa. So, what's your opinion? Will he be walking straight back into the playing 11?
Don't get me wrong, Jorginho is a really class player, but I think Lampard will be making a mistake here if he starts Georgie right away. City is expected to dominate the possession, and I think I will always prefer a fit N'Golo Kante over Jorginho to mark someone like KDB. I thought N'Golo was absolutely brilliant against Aston Villa, so I will always prefer a fit and fine N'Golo Kante in that position, in that holding position.
I'd assume Kovacic would be your second midfielder. So, who would be your third, more advanced kind of midfielder?
Our fan base have always had a mixed opinion on Mason Mount. I think Mount is going to be a key figure if we get something from this match. The way he presses is second to none. He is going to be crucial for us to try to win the ball and counter. However, I will not be surprised if Lampard uses any third midfielder who plays in an attacking role and uses Mount as an inverted winger.
First time I saw Mount was last year in the Championship playoff final. He was playing under Lampard, obviously, at Derby. And so when Lampard arrived at Chelsea, I knew that Mount would get his chance. And he's proven himself. He's a very dynamic player, attack minded, and a big asset for Chelsea. With Lampard at Chelsea, he's only got the scope for more improvement. Still young, and he will only improve.
Indeed, he and Giroud are going to be the key figures, in my opinion, if we get something from this match. Now, many Chelsea fans will disagree with me, saying that Giroud does not have the pace, he is not well suited enough for a counter-attacking football style. But I will say that Giroud's link-up ability is second to none if we consider the Chelsea forwards, and he has a fine header of the ball. So if we can get Reece James to deliver those juicy whipped crosses in the City half, I will always prefer Giroud over Tammy Abraham.
So Pep likes to rotate with his strikers, Jesus and Aguero. So now with that option gone, we'll have to see what he does. And moreover, for those important matches, you need someone like Aguero who's mature enough to not make small mistakes that can really affect those big games. So it'll be a huge miss.
Well, let's see what is in store for us. It is certainly going to be a great battle at the bridge. I personally think the match is going to end 2-1 in favor of City. However, if we can contain KDB and Mahrez, we have a chance. So Shatnik, what about you? What is your prediction?
I think it will be close, and Chelsea fighting it out for the top four will clearly show the determination. And add to that the fact that we have the Newcastle match coming up that will be in the back of our mind somewhere, and Aguero's injury. So it will be close, but I'll go for a 2-1 City win.
That's it, guys. Thank you for sticking by. For further videos, do subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. If you like this video, do hit the like button and share this with your friends and colleagues. Thank you once again.